What's happening? What's happening? Sunday. Wasn't a brew review last night. Had too much stuff going on, but trust me, I still reviewed beer. Uh, yeah, I know. Hazman, you don't like fake boobies, but I don't know. There's some things I am willing to put up with. What are we doing? This still won't stay in the rifle, and I have no idea what that is. Oh, I know what that is. It's the part that Odin works. When you buy a forend, they actually send you a gas block alignment pin. It's pretty cool, but the installation kit that I have has the little thing that slides through. Contain yourself. But since I got to show you guys everything first, I did that video for Little Crow Gunworks, their pin pusher. So we got the trigger guard installed. Look at that thing. That is, I have to say, for $14, it's tight. I've used the aluminum ones before. I usually stay away from the aluminum ones because they have a tendency to rattle. The only thing I didn't like about this one is the threaded screw. Normally, like say a Magpul, you'd put that in and you just screw it all the way in until it bottoms out. This one's actually, it's kind of travised. It's shorter than the hole that it's going into. So if you were to actually thread it all the way down until it stopped, the guard is not being captured at both sides. So I just put some Loctite on it, stopped it once it's flush. It's got that glove winter look. Plus it's got the kick-ass, kind of looks like this Snow Sniper one. So the only thing left on, oh, we don't want that to rattle. The only thing left on this really is to get that Odin Works XML. Other than that, I'm up for suggestions. You know, I don't know, this is coming out really awesome. I'd really like to be there when the future owner receives this, but I don't think that's going to be possible. And as you can see from the change in backdrop, I don't know who sent this. There's a couple of different choices. Somebody told me that he made some drunk purchases, and I don't know if this is it, but I got the free beer tomorrow. Of course, you can't see her too well because there's a spaceship in the way. And I got two signs with it. The classic warning, protected by Second Amendment security. And Irish parking. Violators will have no luck. So I don't know if this is the drunk purchase or if that's from somebody else. There's no information on the box. I mean, I could just assume that it's Chuck. I put another one of those up on Facebook last night. Cracked me up. What are we looking at? Oh, another thing. Some of you are probably going to be too young to, I don't know, care or appreciate, but in the process of doing a little cleaning out at my dad's house, he had kind of a substantial album collection, which is kind of funny because didn't have a turntable, so I guess the stuff was just in the collection. But Ms. Ebomey is a huge fan, and there's some stuff pretty good from Frank Sinatra. Found 6 albums of his. It's the life. I also presently don't have a turntable, but sent pictures of them to Pete because if you guys don't know, he is an absolute Frank Sinatra freak. I didn't know which one to grab and turn it into just for the fun of it, but I was gonna send him a very short video of me appearing to pull an album. Well, not I'd pull an album. It just wouldn't be a Frank Sinatra album. Pull an album out of the sleeve and then bust it over my knee, or show me and Christine playing frisbee with a Frank Sinatra album. Okay, enough of that. We're gonna be looking at a little something from Ballast Point. This is Victory at Sea, and this is a porter, an Imperial porter. It's a porter with coffee and vanilla. What can I tell you about it? Alcohol percentage was up there, 10%. And bottle looks something like that. Hello, focus. Okay. And Victory at Sea. Do we have any nautical openers? I don't know. This one kind of looks like it could be. James Jones Company. No idea. Oh yeah, we got some decent carbonation for 10% alcohol. I'd say if you really gave her a whole pour down the center, you could possibly have a out of glass experience. So, very dark. Sound like something from NASCAR. Let's give it the through night test. I don't know what setting this thing is on right now. Okay, the brightest setting. Well, you can just about make out that light, and that's what 890, something like that, lumens. So we'll just call this a fairly dark beer. Plenty of head, which I am all for. You do get the subtle on the vanilla. Actually, kind of subtle on the coffee. Some big roasted malts. Getting a little bit more coffee. Kind of like just a fresh kind of beans kind of smell to it. Okay. Hey Travis, by any chance, did I mention that these Odinworks forends are just freaking sweet? No, seriously, in case I didn't mention it, they have to be one of the nicer ones to work with as far as lining up with the rails, consistency on their production value, centering in the barrel, how rigid they are in comparison to how light they are. So I'm just saying, in case Travis, yeah, God, that is a nice rail. Boy, that's, if I didn't have that on my rifle, I would definitely want one, Travis. Cheers, guys. This is another one of those kind of weird scenarios that the initial intake, drink, gulp, taste, whatever you want to call it, taste just like it smells. And it almost kind of borders, with a mix of all those smells, kind of borders on almost a unnatural. I wouldn't say, I don't know, anything I say, then you just kind of think about it and you're like, well, I don't want to give that a try because it tasted, Eric says it kind of reminds him of plastic. But right up front, I think it's a combination. You don't really get the coffee up front, but you're getting a mix of the vanilla and the roasted malts. And the two of them are, at least on my taste buds, actually kind of conflicting. It's a flavor that isn't quite blending, and you're going, that is outstanding. Speaking of outstanding, that Dogfish 120, I cannot believe it. It almost makes me want to just, for the sake of just having fun, maybe take like 4 of my favorite IPAs and just blast the normal thinking about drinking them fresh, and just setting them there for a year and revisiting like 4 of my favorite IPAs. I mean, I don't know, it's shit. Half of them come from 6 Point Brewery, but maybe Ballast Point, the Ballast Point's Sculpin. And I'm not foreshadowing my E-scale prediction on this, but Ballast Point is kind of like the first batch of stuff I had from them, especially the Sculpin. The Sculpin is just over the top awesome. Perhaps one of the top 10 IPAs that you can get your hands on. Maybe even top 5. But it's like lately, as I experiment with other things from them, I have to say I'm disappointed. Not that it's not good beer, but it's just it doesn't reach the pinnacle of perfection that their other stuff does. But none of you guys are here for some serious shit anyway, so who cares, really? This is my first beer, so and if it seems like I by accidentally broke into a bag of cocaine, it's because first I had a cup of, which is unusual to say, a shitty cup of coffee from McDonald's. It tasted like roasted ass. And then we stopped at Caribou, which I've always liked Caribou, but I like Caribou even more now because Lily is a bigwig. She's a big deal for Caribou coffee. She very passionate when it comes to. Before that, she worked for Tivana, so she's always had a thing for hot liquid. Well, not just hot, because Caribou has cold shit too. But yeah, she's very passionate when she comes to pretty much everything she does. But Caribou is pretty hard to beat. Matter of fact, just to hear the true joy in her voice, I informed her this morning when we were out and about, called her from the car, and told her that we were about to pull into Starbucks. Like, what? I don't know. Personally speaking, Starbucks is shit coffee. And between their shit coffee and their political views, they're a shit company with shit coffee. I mean, it's just like, seriously, the beans, everything I've ever had from them just tastes burnt. Talk about a complete flip in quality is Caribou. Hopefully they don't wreck it with their some kind of political view on handguns, but most of them all do. They all succumb to what is turned into the norm these days: liberal stupidity. Liberalism is like a complete mental disease, and it's really sad to see. I mean, I think we've had this discussion before. What really amazes me is when I meet someone and they're like, maybe they own their own business. I know someone in that department, and big handgun lovers and freedom and blah blah blah. And then it's just like, yeah, I voted for Obama, and I think it's really fantastic everything he's doing. And it's just like, you just want to shake your head, because it's like, that's what I truly love about our little gatherings at the shoot. I have not had a single person ever be here that wasn't a red-blooded, bleeding love of America and stand up for the... Personally, I think they have it just a little wrong. I think it should be... the Second Amendment should have been the First Amendment and then the freedom of speech, because you're not going to get one without the other. And there's so many dumbass liberals that just think that the gun thing is just a peripheral nothing and that we are just like kooks. Well, take a look at history, dumbass, and see what happens everywhere that the citizens aren't allowed to protect themselves. Because truly, where I am, in my neighborhood, in my city, home invasions and violence isn't really a thing, but we never know what happens. I mean, truly, you know, if we had the psychic ability to know what day was going to be that bad day that we were able to protect ourselves and our family and friends by being able to defend yourself with a handgun and get rid of the threat. You know, that's one thing, but we don't. So we take precautions and we carry all the time. You know, right here. Not too long ago, I told you guys. Very unusual for my area. Actually, we've got more deadbeat losers because they come up here from Chicago because it's so easy to quickly get the free liberal handouts here. And we wonder why it's turning into a shithole. But that crazy dude actually lived less than a block and a half from me. Walked into the grocery store and walked up behind an older lady and slit her throat and killed her. Right there in the store. Grocery store that I shop at. 3/4 of a mile from here. So, bad shit can happen anywhere. And bad shit can happen anytime. And, but, back to my original thought on this. I personally feel, other than my enjoyment of shooting and marksmanship, because you guys that know me know that I'm not a hunter. I enjoy the collection and the ownership of the guns and enjoying them and using all of them. I have no safe queens. Everything I have gets used and rotated as a carry. The Casual, not so much. If I had a good holster for it, I probably would. I don't know about a concealed carry holster for it. But to be totally honest, other than supporting the Second Amendment and my passion for shooting, I feel more of a threat from our government than I do from a home invasion or something like that. Maybe that makes me silly, but it's actually pretty pathetic that our government is such loser-based. Yeah, I know you're there. Yes.
It sounds more like a rant than a review.
Well, yeah, it might be. It might be a rant. I mean, it's unusual that I would, say go into a rant.
Okay.
Okay, fine. Back to the review. Where do I put the slightly disappointing Ballast Point Victory at Sea Porter with coffee and vanilla and an Imperial Porter? I guess just because we could quickly talk about that 10%. The alcohol is very well hidden in here. I don't get a warming, a burning. Well, hang on. The one way to always tell is to go full chug. No, but that kind of intense, almost like a bad vanilla creamer. Now, honestly, here's the thing though. As you wait for that not so great flavor to dissipate, the roasted malts and the coffee kind of pick up at the end. And it ends on a nice smooth roasted malts and coffee, but that malty vanilla up front is, I'm not liking it. I'm not liking it. Overall, I would say Victory at Sea from Ballast Point is gonna get a 7 on my my E scale, and I think I'm probably giving it a good half a point on that, because it's from Ballast Point, and my expectations are much higher from them, and I'm just kind of disappointed right now. I thought of the stuff that I picked up, this one would be probably one of the best, and it's just not. What do I have left from them anyway? We have that red, an Imperial Red Ale. We've got that yet from them. Who the hell? Pete Canella. Tomorrow, why don't we look at, it's technically not the last thing from Ed. I've also got that Shakespeare, the big bomber of the Shakespeare oatmeal that Ed sent me, but we've already reviewed that, so it's kind of like this one is probably from this year's batch. It's in a bigger bottle, so maybe it might taste better in a bigger bottle, but that'll be just thrown in at the end somewhere. I mean, I could have thrown it in now and washed the taste of that out of my mouth with something that's truly good. But tomorrow, let's look at Stick It to the Man. It's a Stickle Alt from Ulf Ballon. Can I tell you alcohol or anything about this? What I can tell you is I think I'm going to finally have to give in and go with the bifocals, because this seems like it just keeps getting worse. Speaking of the guy that usually rips on me for that, Bayou Chili Head, where the hell have you been? I think as soon as I turn the camera off, I might drop you a text or a call and see what's been going on. Nope, there is not an alcohol percentage on this. Can't tell you a damn thing about it, so we get to play the guessing game and review it. And it has some schmurch there on the bottom. So I don't know if this is unfiltered, partially filtered, but there's definitely debris. Look at that one tomorrow. Meanwhile, back at the Hall of Justice, I am going to go over to the other fridge and find something good and tasty, and go upstairs, and I think, I'm not 100% sure, because sometimes the shit changes, and it also comes down to the bitch that has to edit her videos, but I believe Miss Ebomey is going to be making a pasta dish, and I know one of the things that she asked me if I had, because it was required, was vodka. So I was going to make a cranberry vodka, but I guess I'm going to have to give up the last of the Tito's that I got from Johnny Watson. So, cheers, guys. Enjoy your Sunday. Hey Travis, have you seen these forends from Odinworks? Oh my God, they're awesome! Like the right combination of size. I mean, truly, if you put your hands around this, it'd probably remind you of Heffy. So, we will see you guys tomorrow. Have a safe rest of your Sunday. Lord knows when you're going to see this. Otherwise, enjoy your Monday. And cheers, guys. You know what I'm saying?